hole in the wall, hole in the wall. Do you have a hole in your wall that needs fixed?
Hey guys, this is Max, the Sometimes Spouse Handyman, and we are going to be going over patching a very small sheetrock hole today. And this is all stuff that you can pick up. I got this from Ace Hardware, just up the street from us. This is all stuff that anyone can get. These are very, very simple to use. They are self-adhesive patches, okay? And you can actually cut these with a pair of scissors. So this is a very small hole. You don't need anything quite that big for it. So we will cut a little bit off of this. You can cut it with a pair of scissors, anything that, anything like that, pair of scissors or anything. So, okay. So what this is when you peel the backer off of this, it is self-adhesive. So you don't have to worry about putting mud on your wall or anything. You cut this to the correct size, place it over the hole, kind of get the hole in the center of it, and then press down on it. So there is the first part of it, okay? It's pretty simple. Now what you want to do next is just like icing a cake, okay? Same thing, sheetrock all-purpose mud, joint compound, okay? This is just a little tub of it. You don't need a whole lot, especially when you're just patching holes around your house. Little flat blade scraper, mud knife, joint knife, whatever you want to call it. So you want to sit here and mess with this until it gets to the consistency of icing. So you just, if you sit here and do this, then it actually makes it where it's a lot more runny, pull some of the water to the top, and then you can sit here and kind of clean your knife off. So you just want to get a generous helping of it on there, okay? And then you will just start icing a cake, okay? So you want to press it through those holes that are in that, up against the wall, right? So you're going to end up seeing that mesh with this part of it, which is fine because you're going to go over it again and make it smooth, right? So see how we're making that smooth by dragging it straight across it, okay? And that's going to dry, okay? So this is going to be some drying time on this, right? Is going to go into this part of it. So this is not going to be a 5-minute deal. You're going to have to take your time. It's going to have to dry a little bit. Okay, so see how I'm covering up those? You make it just as smooth as you can by not putting any pressure on this and dragging it across that mud. Okay, so see how it's got a few lines in it, but that's not going to hurt anything. Okay, so this wall has no texture on it, so we're going to end up sanding this when we're done to make it as smooth as possible, and then you won't even really be able to see it once we're done with it. So nice and smooth, like that. So you kind of want to coat it on there like icing, and then smooth it out to the sides as much as possible. And just make it smooth. It'll help you with the sanding part of it. You won't have to sand near as much if it is smooth as you can make it. Okay, so that is the first step in patching a small sheetrock hole.
Max, can I give that a try?
Sure you can. Anyone can do this. It is not near as intimidating as it looks.
Sure, I can do that, but I need to get ready. I don't want to get anything snagged or anything on my jewelry, so I'm going to try anything Max does. Let me stretch. Oh, yes, I think I can do it. So he said to get the self-adhesive wall repair patch. I've got it. I'm going to cut it to smaller, and I just want you to know, I have never patched a hole before. So I'm going to cut it to right about there. Try not to cut my finger. They won't let me play with razor blades anymore. I would rather use a razor blade, but whatever, Max. And I just put it over that small hole. That's what he said, and it's self-adhesive.
And now you're going to do something that your mama taught you to do a long time ago. What are you going to do?
Ice a cake, but I don't know that my mom ever taught me because I'm just not a baker. You can ask Max. I don't cook very well, or I don't bake very well. I can cook, but I don't bake. So I just put it on the putty knife, he said. It's all-purpose stuff, and you put the all-purpose stuff on there. And then you just smush it in.
Yep. So you want to get it all the way through all those holes in that mesh that you put on there. So yeah, there you go. Hold it more flat, just like that. See how it makes it nice and smooth?
Yeah.
And then you'll go over the whole thing. There you go. Oh.
Part of my stuff's coming up.
That's all right. That's all right. So now you'll want to go up to make that smooth out. Okay.
There's stuff in it though.
That's okay. It's okay. So this is just the first layer is all you're doing.
More?
Yep, so smash it on there. Okay. And now when you do it, you know how you're pushing really hard?
Uh-huh.
So now when you put this on here, you're going to want to kind of put it on there like that.
Uh-huh.
And then you're just going to drag your knife across it. You know, you're with it just a little bit of pressure. And you're just going to want to smooth that out as much as you can. And that's the way the sanding is pretty simple to do later. It's all you're wanting to do there is you don't want to put so much on there that it's hard for it to dry. You just want a thin coat of it over the whole thing. And then we will come back, sand it. And if we need to put a simple coat on it, another thin coat on it later, then we can. Very good. Very good. That was a good one there. Okay. So now you'll just go back, clean up kind of your lines and all that stuff, and then you will just let it dry. It takes a little bit of patience.
You know, I don't have much patience, Max.
I know. This is the reason this is a good exercise for you. It takes a little bit of patience. So you're just going to let it dry after you get done with your last one there.
What about that right there?
Go ahead. It's fine. Because go ahead and put a little bit more mud on that. And then just don't push as hard. And then you just want to do the whole thing. Yeah, there you go. One large stroke across the whole thing. See how smooth it is
Does it
now?
matter if you go left to right or top to bottom?
On a patch, not really. If you're doing a tape line or a tape joint that's really long, then you'll always want to go the length of the tape, not across the tape.
Oh, I don't know what that means, but okay.
Okay, so pretty smooth there. So smooth out your edges. There you go. Smooth out the other one. There you go. So pretty smooth.
Are you sure it's okay? I feel like that's wrong.
Hold it flatter just a little bit.
More?
Yeah, hold your knife flatter. There you go. See how it makes it smoother instead of holding the edge of the knife on the wall? No, flatter. There you go.
I'm really worried about that part that's sticking out.
Nah, because we're going to put another coat over this before we start sanding.
Okay.
And then which will make it smooth. Okay, so this is a good thing right now. I'm going to teach Christy something. The more you mess with it, the worse it's going to look.
Oh, so just leave it alone?
Yep, so once you get to a certain point where you're like, that's a first good coat, leave it alone and it will dry, and then you can come back and put another coat over the top of it, and that'll make it a lot smoother.
Okay.
Okay? How was that?
That was scary.
See, you don't have to be intimidated by this. You're not going to mess up your whole
I feel like
wall.
I've messed up a while.
Nope, you're not going to. You were covering up a hole. Is there a hole there now?
No, but there's some stuff.
Yep, that's okay. It's a process that you have to go through. So it may take a couple of coats to get that smooth, because this wall doesn't have a texture on it. Do you notice that?
I do. Smooth as a baby's butt.
Yeah, so you want to make it as smooth as possible, and that's where it comes with different layers and coats, and then you'll go back and sand those off where it's smooth, and you won't be able to see it after that.
Okay, cool.
Okay. Hey guys, welcome back. So we put the first coat of mud on this, but after we put the patch on the wall, now we're going to go back, take a look at it, probably scrape it just a little bit, and then put a second coat of mud on it so we can make it smoother, get ready to sand it, and then paint over it. So if you guys follow me over here, I will show you. So the same knife that we used the other day. So you'll just kind of run it along here. If it's got any things that stick up, you can just scrape them right off. Pretty simple there. Okay, so if it's got any extra things that stick up, no big deal. They come off really, really, really easy. Okay, so you'll want to grab your bucket of mud, same one that we had the other day. Just as long as you put the lid back on it, it will stay good. Okay, so you'll do the same thing. Start by kind of feathering your mud a little bit. Get it to where it's really workable. Clean your knife off. Okay, you'll go in here, get you a little bit of mud on there, And then you're just gonna do the same thing that we did the other day. Same. Okay, you almost want to put too much mud on there. Okay, see how the patch is disappearing under the mud? You can't see any of the cross sections anymore. You want to get rid of as many ridges as you can. So you just don't want to have to go back and sand and sand and sand. Okay, so you want to get rid of as many ridges as possible where it's as smooth as possible. All right, just a little bit more here on the top. Smooth it out best you can. Okay, see how we made that little line in there? So you'll just go right back over the top of that line with not a whole lot of pressure. Smooth it out. And then you're done with that part. Okay, so you'll just let it sit there dry again, and then you can go back over this once it's dry, sand around the whole thing, and then you are done. Now, are we gonna watch Christy do the same thing to hers? Yeah, I think so. I think so. Let's get her around here in front of the camera. We'll watch her do the same thing to hers. Okay.
I feathered it.
Feathered it.
I got a glue.
Yep, just put it on there. You don't have to smash it right now. Just put it on there where it's real thick. Oh.
Oops.
That
That's
happens.
not good on the carpet.
That's all right. It happens. It happens.
I forgot to scrape off first.
That's fine. That's fine. We were just getting some of the loose stuff off. So you want to put a lot of mud on there. Okay, just put it right in the middle. You don't have to even spread it out. Just leave it right there. There, then spread it out. Perfect. Look at that. Okay, nope. Don't push quite as hard. See there? See your patch disappear?
Mm-hmm.
Just like that. Just like, what are you doing? Like icing a what?
Cake.
Yep. So you just want to make it as smooth as possible and where you can't see the patch on this round. Okay, because we're going to sand some of this off. So we want to have a little buffer there to be able to sand and not get back down to your patch again. Okay, Chrissy's doing awesome. Is this your very first time of doing any kind of sheetrock work?
Never done it before.
A little different, isn't it?
It is.
Okay, you getting your patch covered up?
Mm-hmm.
Can you see it anymore?
I can feel it.
You can feel it. Can you see it? Do you need to add more mud?
I can see it right there.
Okay, so let's cover that up with some mud. Just like that. And then, yep, just lightly drag it over the top of it, just lightly. How's that? Much better?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So when you can't see your patch and it is as smooth as you can get it without messing it up, then leave it alone. That is kind of the big thing, because you can keep going back over it and over and over and over several times, but until you get it as smooth as you can and then leave it, you'll never be done. You'll always mess with it and think you can get it just a little bit better, and then you have to end up putting more mud on it and redoing it again.
How's that?
Good. Can you see your patch?
Yeah, I can see it.
Still see it just a little bit?
Yep.
Okay. Remember, just lightly. You don't want to scrape too much of that mud off there. You just want to make it smooth. This is what learning is for, folks. You can't mess this up because you can always add more mud or sand more off.
It's like there's a piece that keeps catching.
All right, I'm going to step over here with her real quick.
There we go.
You get it?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I got it.
Got it. So, was that very hard?
No.
Could anyone do that?
Yes.
What? You can't be what to do that?
I don't know what you want me to say.
Don't be scared to do this.
Don't be scared to do this.
It's very simple. It just takes a little bit of time. It's nothing real fast.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
So we will let this dry and we'll be back just here in a little bit. Hey guys, back again. This is Max, your Sometimes Spouse handyman, and we got this floated over, let it dry out, and now we're gonna sand it. Now this is a sheetrock sander, okay? So it's a screen so it doesn't get clogged up with all the sheetrock dust. So we're gonna sand this off where it's smooth and get it ready to paint. So all you do is take this sand and hold it flat, and it comes off really quickly. See how it disappears and it turns flat and you don't have all these lines and stuff in it? So this is almost ready to paint once you get this sanded down smooth. So once this is sanded down smooth, use your sheetrock sander with a screen on it. You can put it away and then grab your paint and you are ready to go.
So I'm doing what Max taught me. I'm using this thing and I'm gonna push it over there to make it even before we paint it. It's got some ridges and stuff in it. Is it ready to paint?
Is it smooth? Run your hand over it and see what you think.
It is.
There you go. So once it's smooth,
Ready to paint.
ready to paint.
Let me get my paintbrush out.
I am Max. I am the Sometimes Spouse handyman.